down this block, and these white people start saying, "Get out of here, niggas. Get out my neighborhood. Don't come to this neighborhood." Then they start hitting on her. Throwing rocks and everything else. Throwing rocks. We were in their neighborhood. They always say we're doing everything, right? We didn't, every time the white people come down the block, we don't push them out their neighborhood and throw rocks and start hitting them. We don't bother the white people around our neighborhood, but when we get in a white neighborhood, they just push us out.
That's the way you treat an animal. I mean, God, we're human beings. You don't treat other people like that. It's just wrong. Black, white, I don't care. A person is a person.
Hi, I'm NunuVixen, and this is Girl Talk. So today I'm going to be talking about the riots that have been happening around the world. I'm going to talk a little bit about George Floyd and more about racism, riots, and just a lot as far as that will be about my podcast today. Okay, so first, a riot is a violent disturbance of peace by a crowd. To protest is a person who publicly demonstrates strong objections to something. To loot or looting is to take goods from a place by force or without right, especially in a time of war or rioting. Slavery in America started in 1619 when the privateer the White Lion brought 20 African slaves ashore in the British colony of Jamestown, Virginia. Then they seized Africans from the Portuguese slave ship in Brazil. Through 17th century through 18th century, they started enslaving African workers to mainly work in tobacco, rice, plantations, where they started stealing people in Maryland through Virginia south to Georgia. So this happened all the way in 1619, and it's 2020, and you don't think we still supposed to be pissed off? You don't think we're supposed to be burning up stuff? I feel like we're supposed to be madder, actually. We're supposed to be speaking on it. I feel like people who don't speak on it, that's strange to me. People who laugh at people that are whites beating up blacks, thinking it's funny. Oh, well, that's what they do, you know what I'm saying? Joking with other people, calling us niggers and stuff like that, calling us monkeys and stuff. That's not funny, and it really shows a lot with your character. On May 25th, Minneapolis police officers arrested George Floyd, a 46-year-old black man, after a Delhi employee called 911 and accusing him of buying cigarettes with a fake $20 bill. And if you have read the story, now they have figured out that the $20 bill was real. And also, a lot of people have seen the old video where he is putting his knee in his neck. And it is actually 4 police officers, not just one. And they're now showing a new video where they was putting him in the car and they was beating him up in the car. Like all 4 of them was beating him and punching him and stuff. Then they put him on the ground. And that's when people is seeing him on the ground, like when he's resisting and stuff after they didn't beat him up. And he's not trying to go with them and stuff like that. And the man is putting his knee. Excuse me, I said man. I meant to say where the dog is putting his knee in the man's neck for 9 minutes. And this man, George, cried out to his mom. Like he really was calling his mom. His mom is deceased. Do you know how much fear that man had to have be calling out for his mom? Like that's so sad for somebody to call out to their mom and they're dead though. And I always said that I feel like God put me in positions with things around me because God knows how I'm gonna react to situations. And I have always been the type of person to defend the underdog and defend for what's right and wrong. And I know I know everybody always say, oh, it would have been different if I would have been there. I could have not seen somebody having their knee on somebody's neck for 9 minutes and not put myself in this situation. I know I would have had to help. First of all, I could not sit around and watch. If you're not going to help, I know some people is recording for it to be a video and stuff like that, but I cannot sit around and watch somebody die at the end of the day. And it was an officer who was watching it and telling people not to move and stuff, why this is going on, who did not help, and is saying that he didn't kill the person, he didn't have the knee in his neck. You are just fucking responsible as the same people that was there who was doing it. You was beating him up first, and you was sitting there while the other officer had his knee in his neck. And you didn't do anything, and you consider yourself a man while you're watching this. You watch this. No one deserves that. And I know as police officers, y'all are trained to protect and serve. Y'all are trained to detain somebody. Y'all are trained to put somebody in the car or know how to stop somebody. It don't take 4 fucking men on 1 person. It does not take all of that if you was trained correctly. Like, I always feel like people who work as teachers, people who work as police officers, certain people that work with different people in the community, they need to be, even though we in the community that don't give a fuck, but we need to start testing people and asking them with the lie detector checks. Do you like blacks? You know what I'm saying? Do you like browns and stuff like that? Would you ever feel like killing a black person for no reason? Because a lot of these people are racist. That's why they want the badge, to go around killing us. They don't care. They're not gonna get in trouble. That's the reason why they just put a badge, and they know they can get away with something. At the end of the day, they killed this man. 4 officers helped. It was not just one. I just had his knee in his neck, cried out that he could not breathe. Everything on him hurt. His neck hurt. His stomach hurt. And this man had no remorse. And the way that he looked at that camera, that's what had me shook. The way he had his knee in his neck, and when they were saying, the people that was recording it, the people that was around that was saying, you're killing him, he can't breathe. The way his ass looked at that camera like a fucking blue-eyed devil is creepy as hell. That's so scary. That, like, I understand you racist and stuff like that, but like, for you not to even have no heart, like you killing somebody and you didn't even care to get off. I don't think you should be tearing up black-owned businesses. If you gonna tear it up, tear up the city, but don't tear up black-owned businesses. I feel like if we gonna burn down something, everything should be burned down but black-owned businesses. I can't tell nobody not to steal. I can't tell nobody not to feel enraged, because we're still going through this through 2020. And I feel like I have a black husband. What if one day I have a black son or a black daughter? I'm scared to even have children in 2020. It's still going on. If this happened to one of my family members, you don't think that I would be enraged? You don't think I would be looking for a police officer? It might not even be the police officer that killed someone I know. Now, I don't think everyone is doing it. I think some people is doing it for clout. I feel like some people is, doing it for likes and shares and stuff like that. Some people's not doing it for the good of their soul and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we are African Americans. And we're not even going to put it on African Americans. If you are a fucking human being and you see what's going on in the world, you should be upset. You should be pissed off. And these white people that y'all following, these white women that y'all would push over a black woman to see this white woman, y'all should pay attention. I don't hear so much of white people talking so much right now. All these white women that y'all look up for, all these snow bunnies, they real quiet. And I'm paying attention to the people that's quiet. I'm paying attention to the African American women that's quiet, who got black sons and who got black daughters, that's not saying something. You should be the main one saying something. If you lay down with an African American man, at the end of the day, if you are a human being, it should piss you off. You should be saying something. I cannot tell no one not to be doing anything as far as looting and tearing up, because people is pissed off. I can't tell somebody how to feel if they want to go tear up, because I feel like I'm upset. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be somebody that I know. It doesn't have, because at the end of the day, I do know it. I am African American. I am living in it and walking in it. And it pisses me off, and it's disgusting to see this still to this day. This is what our great-great-grandparents went through. This is what Harriet Tubman, this is what Nat Turner stood up for, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. This is what they, like really, this is what they stood up for. And I don't see no change. I don't see no change. What? Because we can still drink. We can drink out of water fountain that the white kids can drink out of now. That doesn't mean it's changed. Y'all have so much to say about looting and how it's wrong of stealing and stuff. How do y'all think museums is filled? And now they have videos of police officers telling different people, white people and their white cops, telling white people to loot, telling white people to steal and write stuff, saying fuck the police on buildings and stuff. It's not even the black people that's destroying the country, as y'all saying, and burning down the country. The black people is protesting. I'm not saying that it's no blacks that's looting and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to like violence, they're trying to paint a picture, making us seem like we're the animals and we're messing up this country. But yet it is, like, you can actually see videos. They're going viral right now. And you just have to see it, because they want to paint us to be the wrong person. They want to pit it out there. This is the reason why we're as they say, loot and shoot, as Trump saying now. You know, that's his saying that he's saying now. So this is what they want to paint us out to be so they can shoot us. Even though y'all been shooting us for nothing. So now y'all want to have an angle, I guess. Treating us like animals. And as far as people telling people not to protest and stuff, or if you don't agree with protesting, there's nothing wrong with not protesting or if it's something you don't believe in and stuff. But it is different ways for you to use your voice. I can't stand when people be saying, oh, we need a change. We need something to be different in the world. But y'all not using y'all voice. Y'all not standing on y'all platforms. Y'all not using y'all platforms. Y'all not doing anything. You don't have to get out in the street and wave a sign for your voice to be heard. It's different things that you can do. You don't like this? Okay, use your platform to show different people. Sign a petition. It is a you can sign called change.org. You can text Floyd to 55156. And when you text it, it will have an option where you have to write why do you think it should be a change and stuff like that, which I have done. And it takes less than 5 minutes for you to write why this need to be changed. I mean, like, if you have a heart, you have a soul, you know why this need to be changed. You can donate to Black Lives Matter, which is secure.blue.com. It's many things that you can do. You can contact the direct office, who is Mike Freeman, to demand justice for George. And that number is 612-348-5550. You can also call Jacob Free, and that number is at 612-673-2100, and tell the office I want justice for the murder of George Floyd. I mean, that's just a few things that you can do. And man, like he was a dog, to have your knee in somebody's neck for 9 minutes, to have no oxygen like going through your brain, like that's just, I just cannot believe that we're still going through this in 2020, like through police brutality, you know, like slavery, like all of these things is just it's so disgusting to see still. And I was constantly resharing the video because I wanted everybody to see this. I feel like you should already have a feeling towards racism, slavery, you know, being judged by the color of your skin. But I wanted everybody to see this video. I wanted people to be upset about it, heard about it like I am. Seen a post and it was saying, you should stop sharing Black people being murdered in the street because you should see all sides of it. And that is true. Like, if my son, if my brother, if my husband was killed by somebody, I wouldn't want to keep seeing that every time I turn on the news, every time I get on social media. So I stopped posting it just for the fact, like, if I was in this person's shoes, I wouldn't want to see that. It's disgusting to see over and over again. And the fact I still have to see this in 2020 is so overwhelming to me, to see this every day on social media, seeing all these deaths, all this blood and screaming. It's affecting me where I'm having anxiety and having depression, like just to see this. It truly is. Like, I never thought, like, hearing stories about racism and stuff, I never thought this would be something that we would be going through. It's like we're repeating history. We really are. And at the same time, y'all keep telling people that we need to stand together and stuff like that. And we stand together when we protest when people die, and which is good, but we don't never stand together when it comes to something good. We always as a unity, and we always stand together when it's something bad, when somebody die, when somebody get killed by police. But why we don't stand together when somebody is the first Black owned on the street, or the first Black person to start a business? Where's the protest for that? Why we not protesting for all these people that's doing something? The first person to go to college out of their family who is Black. That's when we should be protesting. That's what we should be sharing. We should be sharing it over and over. The same way when somebody get gunned down in the street. The same way when somebody get killed by police. And I feel like, I feel like being an African American woman, maybe it's just my opinion, but I feel like my opinion is so strong. African Americans, that is the strongest race that it is to mankind. I don't care. Have you seen all the stuff we done been through? And we still here. We still here. Y'all try to take us from our lands. Y'all try to take our families away from us. Y'all beat us like dogs, and we still here. Y'all cannot break us down. We are unity, and we see how strong we is, and we need to stand together for positivity, not just for negativity when stuff is going bad, when somebody is being killed. We need to stand together always.
I'm terrified at the moral apathy, the death of the heart, which is happening in my country. These people have deluded themselves for so long that they really don't think I'm human. I base this on their conduct, not on what they say. And this means that they have become, in themselves, moral monsters.
I am Nunu Vixen, and this is Girl Talk.